So I've put a lot of thought into this video and actually going as far as actually recording it. All of these thoughts going on while I was busy entertaining the little pity party in my own head, and it actually gave me a lot of time to think about life in general. And for me, it basically came down to, obviously all of us and a lot of us, and I think the world in general, social media is such a big part of our lives, and we tend to spend a lot of time on social media, whether it be just to scroll through things, read silly things, etc, etc. So we spend so much time on these platforms that without even realizing it, it consumes so much of us, and it starts to change our way of thinking. And the main thing, I think, is that we start comparing ourselves to these people that we follow and these people that we look up to. And for me, the people that I'm currently following or keeping my eye on, or reading their posts and their live videos, etc., it's all these people that come across to have life figured out, like they're living these lives, and it's always positivity, and it's always how great life is, and it's always these photos and these videos and these posts and stuff. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, and I'm not saying that one shouldn't be positive, because I'm a firm believer of changing your mindset from negative to positive. But what I'm trying to say is this image that we portray on social media is never really what it seems, you know. If I talk about my own life, I've been told by so many people before that it looks like I've got my life like set out and things are so great and this and that and that, and I'm like, don't let pictures and videos and posts and stuff fool you. Like, I have bad days. I am currently going through a shitload of stuff in my life, and quite frankly, I have no clue where I'm going, what I should do, how I should deal with it. But that is stuff that people don't share on social media. Like, we don't share when times are tough. We don't share when we are struggling with things. We don't share when life is not going that great. It's always about sharing with people that we've got life figured out. And I know that if you share on Facebook, for instance, something sad, then everybody always thinks that you're feeling sorry for yourself, or there's a pity party, and it's not like that. It's not always that because I'm having a bad day, it's a bad life. But I think in general, we just feel that because we are so surrounded with all this fakeness, and everybody portraying these images of their lives, we feel obligated to try and be like them, and to try have life figured out, and to try always be positive, and to try always portray this image of something that we're not. And I think that's our biggest downfall in life, is that we're always trying to be like someone else, and we never accept our uniqueness. We never accept who we are as people, and how you were created, and the reason you were created. It's always about, like, your father wanted you to be this person, but you're not that person, and your friends want you to be this specific way, but you're not that way. And it puts so much pressure on us as people, and especially the generation that we live in, like the older generation. They don't quite understand the shit and stuff that we have to go through on a daily basis, and it just gets more intense, and it gets more hectic, and I wish in school they taught us how to be adults, because that's the suckiest thing I've ever done or wished for, is to become an adult, you know. So this video is basically just to tell people out there that it's okay to have a bad day, and it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay if things are going tough, and you don't have to try and be something that you're not just because you are afraid of judgment, and you are afraid that people will look down on you, and you're afraid that people will judge you, and you're afraid that people's opinion of you will change. I think as soon as we stop worrying about what others think and say, our lives will change drastically. And I know that it's a big problem in my life as well, because you're always so quickly to look to the outer, but we never look to the inner voice, you know. We never look ourselves in the mirror and actually appreciate that face staring back at you, and appreciate that person staring back at you, because we always believe the lies of the outside world. We always believe the lies and opinions of other people. And maybe you grew up and you never had a solid foundation of believing in yourself and being able to see yourself in a different perspective. But the great thing is that change is possible, and everybody thinks that change is a long-term thing, but it's not. Change can be sudden, like now, and it all starts with a thought. Like everybody always says, change your mind, but just go and think about that quote, change your mind. To change my mind, I need to make a decision to change my mind. I need to make a decision that the things that I believe and the things that I have going on in my life, I need to make a decision that it can no longer continue the way it is. So a change needs to take place. So change doesn't have to be a long-term thing. Change happens right now. As soon as I decide that I no longer want to live the way that I live, I no longer want to think the way that I think, I no longer want to do things a certain way, change immediately takes place. But obviously with change, and if you make a decision to change, there has to be a constant thing. I can't decide that I want to stop drinking today and then think it's just going to be gone tomorrow. Like I have to make a conscious decision every day that I want to stop drinking, for example. So just know that there is hope, that tomorrow is a new day, and that where you are now, you're not stuck, you're not a tree, you can move. That is the thing that I always tell people. I'm not a tree, I can move if I want to move. If you're not happy where you are, make a change. If your relationships are sucky and draining you, make a change. You don't need people in your life that are constantly draining you, that are negative, that have no future goals, that are not going anywhere in life. You don't have to surround yourself with those people. You can make a choice, and change will take place immediately. Your mindset, the way that you think, the way that you see things, the things that you believe, self-beliefs. I cannot wake up every morning and say to myself, this is a shit day, because eventually I'm going to believe that every day is a shit day. So change, make a decision to change your mindset, change your thought pattern. It's all in making decisions. Sometimes we'll make the wrong decisions. I think that happens to the best of us and all of us. And it will cause a lot of pain. But that is the one thing that all human beings have in common, is pain. But pain doesn't always have to be an ugly thing. Pain doesn't always have to be a negative thing. We always think that pain is negative because we've been taught from a young age that when you cry, you are weak. When you are down, you are weak. And we've always been told that we need to just put pain aside and just get over it and move on. But pain is beautiful. I mean, I saw a video of Pink where she says that if her life is great, she cannot write songs. And I mean, that is Pink. I mean, I think her life is a life that all of us can look up to. But she admits that it doesn't always go well, and when there's no pain, she cannot write songs. So I think if all of us as people can just start embracing pain. I'm not saying that you should sit in a corner and cry and feel sorry for yourself, but what I'm saying is that if we can embrace pain and see the beauty in it, I think our lives will change drastically. So this video is a lot of chit chat, and all I basically wanted to say that it's okay to have a bad day, that it's okay to cry, that it's okay to not be okay, just as long as you always get up, dust off your knees, fix your crown, and keep moving.